We've heard from a lot of people out there that they say the sky is falling. But one person who I have not yet referenced is Jamie Dimon. Jamie Dimon is the CEO of JPMorgan Chase and someone I consider with quite a bit of power in the United States. Now, he was a fan favorite to run for president in many circles, but he's way too smart to throw himself into that mess. Or is he? Only time will tell. Dimon recently urged investors and consumers to prepare for the worst. It's coming, you guys. We talk about it all the time. So let's unpack that in today's video and get back to Jamie Dimon later as we continue to cover what is exactly going on in today's economy. For starters, let's look at the UK and their stance they took on inflation. What was that stance? It was to give people pay raises to keep up with inflation. Now, if you're wondering why giving everyone a raise helps curtail inflation, you thought the exact same thing that I did. That was my first question. And the answer is it doesn't. It actually could put us in a position to make things worse. According to YouTuber Stephen Van Meter, who also broke down the economy in a recent update on his channel, we are living in a world right now where people don't know how to eliminate inflation. Rather, they are making it worse. So as Jamie Dimon said, prepare yourself. With this UK pay rate, jobs will have to eventually be cut and prices of goods at the companies that are employing these people will only go higher. That is scary. That's just a totally horrible take on how to deal with this. Failed policy leads us to unemployment, which is a direct path to financial crisis and ruins and a recession. So be prepared. This is the exact reason why I'm purchasing gold. Do you remember 2008? People who bought gold ahead of this meltdown made upwards of 2,000% on their investment. I wasn't one of those people. I held very little back then, but I learned from it as I lost almost everything. And I'm a staunch advocate of investing in gold and even silver. There's a link below for vetted companies if you're looking to do the same. No pressure there. On top of bad policy, we have reports from China that global trade is actually down. Now, we had hoped and prayed that the back to school commerce coupled with the huge gargantuan holiday season would bring in a fuzzy feeling to get our economy getting a little bit better. But it didn't. And I'm sorry to be the Grinch, it did not. There was a report out there that said Black Friday had a record just a few weeks ago, but we actually didn't. The numbers were just so bad last year from the lingering effects of the pandemic that it's all smoke and mirrors once again by the media. They're going to tell you one thing, but the real numbers are there. You just have to dig in and find them. And that's exactly why we do this on this channel. We are truth people. Now look at this clip right here. It shows that the exports to the United States and European Union are down 10% year over year. Down. Given we were supposed to be out of the pandemic, this is a huge concern to me. Steel is down. Chips are down. Two things we need to drive the economy, vehicles and building, right? These are huge indicators. But what exactly happened? The truth is, if you can handle it, the stimulus money simply dried up. We are not flush. In fact, we are more like a ticking time bomb. So let's get back to Jamie Dimon, who said to prepare for the worst. And he said, and I quote, "I'm cautious about the economy. The labor market in the US has been resilient, but inflation is hurting people. Stimulus money handed out by the government during COVID shutdowns and quantitative easing by the Federal Reserve reduced rates last year, remember, many times, actually injected drugs directly into our system." That's a quote by Jamie Dimon, and caused an economic sugar high. I had to chuckle when I saw that. I've had sugar highs in my life. He ended his advisory saying, and I quote, "I think quantitative easing and tightening these geopolitical issues can bite," end quote. Look, inflation's bad. I don't need to go on a rant here. Everyone knows what it's about, and it sucks. I see it every time I order chicken wings or anything we need from our store. Every time I go to the grocery store, it just sucks. But we also have two wars going on and an upcoming election, coupled with a lot of layoffs happening and a pandemic money that's drying up as I see and Jamie Dimon sees, and it's drying up faster than my ShamWow can pick up a spilled beer, honestly. We essentially juiced up the economy with stimulus money, and by lowering interest rates, everyone could buy a new home. But now what? What happened after that? Nobody's really moving, everyone's stuck in their home, real estate market is largely flat, and people are now losing their jobs. How are they going to be able to afford their new home they just bought? Now rates are going up. They did get cut recently, but they are going up overall. They're much higher than they were a couple years ago. The worst part of this all is we have no idea where the bottom is. And for this reason, gold is pushed to an all-time high, and we have forecasts out there from $3,000, $15,000, even $75,000 an ounce, which would be incredible. Today, it's less than $2,100 an ounce, and gold thrives during bad times. So examine the potential returns and see if that's a fit for you by taking that quiz below. Again, we vetted these companies. I worked with one. You might match up with the same one. You never know. When you take all this information I gave you today, is it really hard to argue with Jamie Dimon's take? A very powerful man that we're entering a recession? No, to me, it's not. The facts are all laid out. You can do your homework. You can research. You can view other videos on our channel. We cover the economy with straight facts from independent journals, independent research, and a lot of things. Greg and I subscribe to thousands of dollars of products and financial newsletters that you just aren't going to see on Fox News or CNN. We avoid the media like the plague. We get our information from real people that break it down and don't have an agenda. So prepare yourself.